Chair recognizes Senator Stanley, gentleman from Franklin County.
Thank you, Madam President. Speak to the measure.
The senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the Senate, I'd address you directly because this kind of strikes a little bit more home to me. I've tried very much today to be quiet because I, too, want to go home to my loved ones. But, you know, when I'm hearing something right now, when what we're doing is hitting the reset button in Loudoun County, I cannot help but have just a little bit of bias. Now, I was raised in my school years in public school system in Fairfax County, lived in Loudoun County, but this strikes home to me because when I hear the other side of the aisle saying, Loudoun County School Board's been having so many challenges this year, to do this would be a disruption to their local flow of doing their job that the electorate elected them to do. Well, let me tell you what the challenges have been, and I speak from a position of strength because I have the honor and privilege of representing the family that had their daughter brutally raped because of the school board policies in their high school. Don't think it happened. The young man who was wearing feminine attire was convicted. Don't think it happened to her. Happened twice. Don't tell me about challenges. They're having a tough time because what they also then did was cover it up. Don't believe me? I have the facts. It's not reading from a newspaper. I'm the attorney. Covered it up. Those are challenges. Those are disruptions. Those are horrible, horrible things. The school board knew that there were 2 physical attacks, sexual assaults, violent sexual assaults, and covered it up. Their school superintendent sent them emails, and they set the superintendent up at a meeting to say, now, you've never gotten any reports, have you, of anybody being attacked in a bathroom because of these policies, the inclusion policies? And the superintendent said, exactly right. It was false. Challenges?
Madam President, would the gentleman yield for a question?
I will not yield until I'm finished, but I will yield after I'm finished, Madam President. You're not going to bust up my rhythm on this one, because I know. And quite frankly, sitting here nice and quiet, trying to vote, trying to get home, and I hear this, that things are challenging for Loudoun County. Well, let's talk about their challenges some more. At their school board meetings, they have had parents beaten up, thrown down. If they disagreed with them, they weren't allowed to speak. They've limited free speech to the point where it's seconds. They have meetings where they try not to let people in. They had the father of the person, the young lady who was brutally raped, arrested and charged. And charges that are currently pending that I represent him on for standing up for his daughter. And you know what they did? They tried to make a poster child out of him because they then equated that, him standing up for his daughter's rights. When they said, oh, this never happened, he said, wait a minute, it did happen. You knew it happened. He was taken down. They were throwing around the phrase that this father, that any parent that dare challenge the authority of the almighty Loudoun County School Board were domestic terrorists. He even had the National School Board Association write a letter to that effect with help of the administration on the federal level. So don't tell me about these disruptions and challenging times that somehow make this amendment untenable and unworkable. Because even that, you forget to remember that 3 recall petitions have been filed for these very members by the citizens, by the parents of Loudoun County. One is resigned. Actually, the one that asked the question to the Loudoun County superintendent. In fact, we don't know of any assaults in a bathroom, do we? But there were. There were a lot. Quite frankly, this will not undermine the electorate of Loudoun County. There has been an awakening of parents to be involved where the school board system says they can't or should not be. To have a say when they say, that's outside your territory, the door is closed. Quite frankly, I think it is well and good for democracy and local representation to have these amendments occur so that we can get very competent people that love their community, their public schools, their fellow citizens to go in there with an open mind and an open heart. To have maybe not the clean sweep phrase used, but a clean slate. Don't tell me that this is un-American or not, or it flies in the face of democracy, and don't ever tell me that they were just facing so many tough times up there that nothing is their fault. So I urge that you adopt the governor's recommendations to this bill, and I thank you, Madam President. Oh, and I would yield for the question, Your Honor.
Chair recognizes the junior senator